Love doesn't ask for permission. It sneaks in quietly, through a glance, a gesture, a shared silence, until suddenly it's the loudest thing in your heart. That's how it happened for Rose, a humble maid who never imagined her life would become a whirlwind of love, betrayal, and a secret that would change everything she knew about herself. Rose worked in the grand Davis mansion, a house of polished chandeliers, endless corridors, and whispers behind every door. Her days were long, filled with duties and silent obedience. But every time she crossed paths with Michael Davis, the heir of the house, her world shifted just a little. He was kind, unlike most of the rich who treated her like furniture. And though he belonged to a different world, she couldn't stop her heart from stealing glances when he wasn't looking, or at least she thought he wasn't. One afternoon, everything changed. The lady of the house, Catherine, Michael's fiancée, caught him staring across the room. Her voice sliced through the air like a knife. She demanded, her jealousy practically trembling in her tone. "Are you losing your mind? Stop staring at her." I froze. His eyes shifted to Rose, then back to Catherine. Calmly, he said, "I wasn't looking at her. I was looking at the cross she's wearing." Rose instinctively reached for the small silver cross around her neck. It wasn't jewelry. It was her memory, the last gift her grandfather gave her before he passed away. But Catherine only scoffed. "A maid wearing jewelry in my house? How ridiculous. Take it off. I can't," Rose whispered. "It means too much to me." Catherine took a step closer, her anger flaring. "You're a servant. You don't get to decide what's too much." But before she could say more, Michael's voice rose. "Enough, Catherine. She doesn't need to take it off." The room went silent. Catherine's glare shifted from Rose to Michael, and in that silence, something unspoken was born between the two who stood at opposite ends of the world. From that day on, Rose felt his gaze more often than not, the gaze of a master, but of someone trying to understand her. And though she tried to fight it, her heart began to betray her. Days passed. Then one afternoon, as Rose dusted the library, she heard Michael's voice behind her. "Come with me," he said gently. She turned, startled. "I can't." "Miss Catherine." "Forget Catherine," he interrupted softly. "I want to show you something." He led her outside through the back corridors and into a hidden garden, shielded by ivy-covered walls. It was breathtaking, quiet, untouched, blooming with wild roses. "This," he said, smiling faintly, "is my secret place. You're the first person I've ever shown it to." In that garden, surrounded by sunlight and the scent of lavender, something shifted. They began meeting there every day, quietly, carefully, like two souls finding refuge from the noise of the world. Rose knew it was wrong. He was engaged. She was just a maid. But love has a way of making even the impossible feel pure. She never told him that she'd loved him long before he noticed her. It was a secret she kept buried under her calm, respectful silence. Yet each day their talks grew deeper about life, family, and dreams. Neither of them dared to chase. Michael confessed that his relationship with Catherine was hollow, a deal arranged by their families. Rose listened, her heart breaking and healing all at once. But in grand houses like these, secrets don't stay hidden forever. Catherine's suspicion turned into fury. She began watching Rose's every move, questioning the staff, bribing the butler. And one night, her rage found a new target. She confronted Michael, her voice dripping with venom. "Would you mind if I asked you something, darling?" she began, feigning calm. "Do you know your precious maid has been meeting someone behind your back?" Michael frowned. "What are you talking about?" The butler, under pressure, stepped forward. "Sir, I saw Miss Rose with another man. It was a lie, a calculated trap. But the damage was done." Catherine smirked, satisfied. "See, I told you she's not as innocent as she looks." That night, Rose waited in the garden, the same place where their love had blossomed. But Michael never came. She waited for hours until the air turned cold and the sky began to cry. Finally, she went to find him, to explain, to beg for understanding. She knocked on his door. When it opened, she froze. Catherine stood there, wearing Michael's robe, a cruel smile curling across her face. "Looking for your lover?" she mocked. "He's busy." The sound of running water echoed from inside the shower. Rose's heart shattered. "No, she whispered. That can't be true. The door slammed in her face. She ran, tears blurring her vision. But later that night she heard her name again. Rose, Michael called, chasing after her. You don't understand. Then tell me, she cried. Was she lying? Did you? He grabbed her hands. I haven't spoken to her in days. You're the only one I want. Don't let her poison what we have. His voice trembled with sincerity. My heart belongs only to you. Her tears slowed. Then why is she still here? I'll end it, he promised. Tonight, but before he could, Catherine struck again. The next morning she burst into the main hall, screaming, You liar! You've been cheating on me with that maid. Michael stood his ground. Enough, Catherine. Oh, don't you dare defend her. She spat. She tried to seduce you. I saw it myself. Rose stepped forward. That's a lie. You threatened to fire me if I didn't? Catherine slapped her. Silence, you worthless girl. Michael's fury exploded. That's it. I'm done with you, Catherine. Get out. Her face twisted with disbelief. You're choosing her over me. He didn't hesitate. Yes, I am. When Catherine stormed out, the mansion finally fell silent. Michael turned to Rose, his voice soft. Don't go. I want you to stay, not as a maid, but as the woman I love. Tears filled her eyes. But I'm not from your world. I have nothing, he interrupted, pulling something from his drawer, an old document and a golden crest. You're wrong, he said. It's a cross you wear. It's more than a keepsake. It belonged to the royal family of Evermere. Rose blinked. What? I had the markings verified, he continued. You're their last living descendant. You're not just Rose. You're Princess Rosaline of Evermere. Her knees nearly gave out. The cross, her grandfather's gift, wasn't just a symbol of love. It was her lineage. Her truth. But what stunned her more was Michael's next words. I don't care about the title, he whispered. I loved you long before I knew who you were. You're still the same girl who made me believe in kindness again. In that moment, all barriers vanished. The mansion that once divided them now stood as the place where love had conquered everything. Status, power, lies, and pain. Years later, when people asked Rose about her story, she never spoke of titles or scandals. She would just smile and say, love isn't about where you come from or what name you carry. It's about who looks at you and sees your soul. Because sometimes the person destined for you isn't the one written in family contracts or royal papers. Sometimes it's the one who looks at you, really looks at you, and sees the truth you've hidden all along.